Yo, I haven't done a reaction video in a while. I really don't plan on doing a lot of them, but this particular MSNBC clip, I feel as though is really important. What this guy says, I just wanted to put this out really quick. You know, I gotta get to the gym. It's leg day. I got a couple closings today. I got a lot going on, especially on the real estate side this week. But I wanted to get this out because I think this is something that's important that people, especially men, should pay attention to. And shout out to Erica for posting this. This is actually how I found the clip. So instead of wasting any more time, I'm gonna play this clip and then we're gonna talk about it.
Having kids, what happened in one generation? Social media has to play a role in it, I'm sure. But what else do you see that has created this climate for this generation?
I think you have the most talented, well-resourced people in the world and companies trying to convince a young man that he can have a reasonable facsimile of life in his basement behind a screen. You don't need friends. Go on Reddit or Discord. You don't need to get a job. Go on Robinhood or Coinbase and trade crypto and stocks. You don't need to go through the rejection and the expense and the humiliation and working out and having a plan and humor and showering to get a romantic relationship. You have YouPorn. So we have an entire generation, especially of young men, who are out home sequestering from society and missing out on what it means. You know, there's a reason romantic comedies are 2 hours and not 15 minutes. True victory in life is hard. Going out, meeting someone, finding mentors, finding mates, that stuff is hard, but that's what real victory in real life is like. And because a lot of men feel rejected on dating apps, the number of jobs that are accessible to them has gone down. You have essentially a group of men who are saying, I want a low-risk entry into life, and they go down a rabbit hole. When they don't have social connections, they don't get out, and they don't have the prospect of a romantic relationship, they're more prone to conspiracy theory, they're more prone to misogynistic content, they're less likely to believe in climate change, and some they become really bad citizens. We are producing too many of the most dangerous person in the world, and that is a young, broke, and lonely young man.
Why is it that so many of these young people that you're talking about seem...
So I'm not going to play the whole video, but that's like one of the most important parts right there. And, you know, he's actually right. That's one of the reasons why a lot of us fell back on YouTube, because what we see, especially on YouTube, is exactly who he described. You can tell that a lot of these guys don't live in reality. That a lot of them, you know, don't leave the house. A lot of them aren't interacting with women. A lot of them aren't, you know, working on themselves because, you know, as somebody that came from YouTube, I was never used to really the whole internet thing, right? Because, you know, there's so much going on outside. And, you know, when somebody talks about you negatively or hates on you, you know, most you're not used to that happening in front of you because you're able to engage that person accordingly, right? But it got kind of bad and really weird when it's on the internet, right? And it's like, you know, you really can't engage these people because it's like at this point you're just, you know, you and that person are just doing this, and it's weird. But you can tell that those people, that's who they are. You know, I could put out a video giving people ideas with credit, helping their credit, starting a business, and it would just be a bunch of men being negative. And you see this imbalance in men across a lot of industries. Like, you know, I'm in the real estate space, and I'll be honest, the majority of the people that are buying real estate right now are women, okay? And the reason why there aren't a lot of men buying real estate right now is because of how he mentioned the internet, right? You have a lot of these guys that don't get outside, that don't participate in society. They get caught up in these conspiracy theories, you know, women to 304s, and the real estate market is crashing, and, you know, the sky is falling, and people, mostly men, actually believe this stuff, and women don't consume this type of content. You know, it's kind of odd to me that the same people that are putting out real estate crash videos are buying real estate, single family homes at the top of the market where we are right now. And I've been saying since day one that the real estate market isn't going to crash. And a bunch of men have been attacking me. And here we are 2, 3, 4 years later, and it still hasn't crashed. And these same people that are putting out these real estate crash videos are buying homes in California. They're buying homes in Texas. And, you know, they'll sit at these closing tables, buy these homes, and then go straight to their computer and make a video about the market crashing, right? So what has happened is, or the way YouTube works is that if you put out a video and the algorithm picks it up, what happens is people start beating that same thing like a dead horse. Okay, so if somebody puts out a video, yeah, all of these women are 304s and they don't like men and they're gold diggers and this, that, and the third, and the video takes off, they start beating on that topic to continue to make money. And people and men, the average guy in America right now does not at all understand this. They just don't, right? I remember when this whole Fed Now thing came out, right? And everybody men thought Fed Now was a conspiracy, right? But right now we're using Fed Now. When I have a closing today at noon, that it's a buyer, so that closing may take 30, 45 minutes. By 1 o'clock, my commission check's going to be deposited into my account, right? So if you're a wholesaler, depending on what title company you're using, right, they're able to deposit the money within 10 to 15 minutes as soon as the transaction closes. That was what Fed Now was, used for. I actually did research into the video on that, but I got attacked because I didn't by men because I didn't produce a conspiracy theory in reference to it. Okay. And this guy really said a mouthful in less than 2 minutes, and it's true. So I've been trying to lead by example. That's why I started to change my content and talk about going to the gym, talking about outside, right? I said, well, let me lead by example and show people, right? I'm going to put out videos every week of what my week is like outside, right? Like going to the gym, these real estate transactions, things that are going on outside, because when you look on the internet, especially in these financial spaces, it's all negativity. This city is crashing and burning. This city has a real estate crash. This bank is collapsing and this is going on. But in reality, outside in the real world, there's a lot of money to be made. Okay, there's a lot of opportunity and a lot of money, right? But it's just these YouTubers are making millions of dollars off of this negativity because people sit around and believe it. And that's part of the reason why a lot of us, because what happens is we get spillover, from a lot of this stuff, just trying to help people, talking about credit cards, talking about credit, and people don't want to hear that stuff. They're like, man, forget credit. The world is ending. And, cursing us out and threatening us because we're trying to help people instead of us feeding this hunger, this monster that has been created by this content that's all a lie. Right. Let's talk about the 304s. There are good women out here. Right. But you would never know if you sit online all day and your only friends are on Reddit, or your only friends are in the comment section of a YouTube video. They're good. There are good women. There are bad women. It's been like that since the beginning of time. Right. But a lot of men really have in their mind that all women are 304s, all women are gold diggers. And it's just not true. Right. These YouTubers have figured out a way. And like I've said in previous videos years ago, YouTube is a form of mind control. Okay, people can control your mind through YouTube. They've been doing it through television. They call it programming for a reason. The same thing with the radio. So if you're somebody that lives on the internet, most likely you're programmed to do so. But then there are others that don't live on the internet. They use the internet like myself to make money and live actually in the real world, traveling and networking and, making money, taking part in actual society, using or exercising your voting rights, things like that. But, consuming negative content is at an all-time high. I think Baller Alert called it angry-tainment, where, Donald Trump used this strategy in order to get elected, and it worked. Okay, it does work, and it's men, it's not women. Women right now are taking advantage of these economic opportunities. This real estate appreciation. They're taking advantage of business opportunities. Getting grants and stuff from local institutions to be able to fund businesses and business ventures. All of this stuff is out there, despite what they say Joe Biden is doing to the economy. These opportunities are available, but you have to remove yourself. I'm here to tell you, you have to remove yourself from what these YouTubers are telling you and are feeding you, because you need to get out here and figure out stuff on your own. Like this guy said, nobody wants to struggle anymore. Every endeavor is going to be a struggle, right? But that's just a part of how life is. It's like when When you see a butterfly coming out of the cocoon, if you rip that cocoon open and help the butterfly get out, well, it's not going to have strong enough wings to be able to fly. It's the same way if you're building a business, if you're talking to women, if you're working out. When you work out, right, you got to start out with lightweight to build the muscle to get to the next level, right? So, if you start out, you can only curl 15 pounds. You curl to 15 pounds for 2-3 weeks until that muscle builds. Then you can go to 25 and then 35 and then 45. Next thing you know, you maybe could be setting the world record of the most or the heaviest curl in the world, right? And I'm just using this as an example. So if you're somebody that's stuck in the house and you're not in the real world, I suggest you get in the real world. There's a lot of opportunity and a lot of things really going on out there. And I just wanted to just show you all this because everything he said was 100% true. And that's just real.